Somebody please let me know when the hell role players started moving like this. DeAndre Hunter and Jared Allen looked like they would be best friends, but he was not friendly when he did one of the craziest plays to Josh Giddey. One of the craziest plays we'll ever see in our life come from DeAndre Hunter, crossing the shit out of Josh Giddey and yamming it. He crossed him so bad, he literally injured Josh Giddey. Bro got up limping, he could barely walk. Then that same day, Aaron Gordon just decided, you know what, the shit Giannis do ain't even difficult for real, yamming it after the cross. What the hell? Then Jaime Jaquez said, hola mi amigo, the fake cross into a slam. What the fuck? The DeAndre Hunter one belongs up there with some of the most embarrassing crossovers of all time, like Harden on Kent Bazemore. Harden did him so crazy, bro issued an apology on Instagram after. Don't worry, Kent Bazemore, you good. You could have been a really good player if you had better handles, jump shot, defense, rebounding, effort, IQ. You could have been tough. And one I think about a lot that's on the level of random is when Nembhard in Game 1 of the finals just decided to give SGA the dirtiest cross into a 3 I ever seen.
It's expected that the Mavs are going to test Anthony Davis's trade value. Here are the teams that I think could, in theory, make sense for Anthony Davis. I think the Pacers make a little bit of sense. Pacers are a team that historically do like to stay on the cheaper side of the ball. Already having two $45 million players is going to make that hard. But getting Anthony Davis, who's going to be on contract for the next 3-ish years, does kind of make more sense than getting guys that are going to be up for an extension next summer, be up for an extension in 2 summers. You know, getting that security, I could see that. I also do think AD and Hallie would be insanely good together. The Bulls have been brought up, but it's just because Anthony Davis is from Chicago, and quite frankly, it is kind of the deal that the Bulls would make. I just don't see that being successful for either party. I think I made a video like a month ago when Mavs fans were complaining about AD, and I said that him to the Knicks makes a little bit of sense. I'm not going to lie. The Knicks want Mitchell Robinson to be this dribble handoff, rim protecting big man. They've also complained about Cat's hesitancy with the ball, which isn't really AD's problem. AD's problem is just getting the ball to him, period. So, I mean, I guess a Cat for AD swap was like, it makes a little bit of sense as far as what you're asking of these guys. The Mavs could use a more floor spacer big man next to Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. The Knicks could definitely use a better defensive, better ball handling, better durable handoff kind of big man. It's not Giannis, but it's still a top 15 player on the planet. Miami has the contracts to match the salary, and pairing him up with Bam, who is like more of a 4 anyway, I could see that. I could see some sort of deal that gets Anthony Davis to Miami. I don't think that's like a winning situation, considering it likely would involve like Tyler Hero. I just don't see them like winning anything with that. The trade I would look at is the Atlanta Hawks. Porzingis and Luke Kennard get it done, and I think it kind of fits the mold of what they've been trying to do. Build a really good defensive unit around Trae Young. Obviously, I think Trae Young's going to be out for a little bit of time. Dyson Daniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, even Zachary Richardson, AD, Onyeka Okongwu, like they would have a really good defensive unit with AD in Atlanta. I think AD has just become severely underrated. I think he can still really help out a team. He just needs like a passing point guard on the team. He's not a big man that creates his own shot and brings the ball up. So like you need to set up offense for him. Partnering him with a Jalen Brunson, a Tyrese Halliburton, a Trae Young. I like that idea. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments.
We're only 11 games into the season, and man, Father Time has hands for these Clippers, bro. First off, didn't think that Chris Paul was going to be unplayable. Yeah, wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting like a major role on this Clippers team because Chris Paul is he's close to 41 years old, but I wasn't expecting unplayable. Then we have next Bradley Beal fracturing his hip and being out for the season. Again, we're only 11 games in. Now, even though Norman Powell wasn't traded directly for Bradley Beal, he was traded to make way for Bradley Beal, and this is looking like an absolute mistake, no matter what, even if Bradley Beal was playing. When he was out there, it didn't feel like he fit with the natural flow of the offense compared to Norman Powell last year. And then you have Brook Lopez. I know that Jokic puts everyone in the shadow realm, but when Brook Lopez was on Jokic, I was like, hey, bro, it's time to wrap it up. Well, it's a good thing that the Clippers have their first-round pick. Oh, of course.
One of the best defenders you've never heard of, Jordan Walsh, a.k.a. the Ball Bandit, put on a defensive masterclass against Philly. Watch this. He made it tough on Maxey all night. Even when he gets blown by, he's still able to recover. Look at these active hands. Pokes the ball out, and he doesn't give up on the play. Gets the block on Kelly and secures the rebound. A lot of it is just effort, bro. Look at him fight around 2 screens and still recovers to Maxey. Even though he got the floater off, you know he felt his presence there. Jordan Walsh really locks up. Look at his one-on-one individual defense against Tyrese Maxey. Mind you, it was in the clutch too, by the way. I'm there, beat him to the spot. My hands are active, hands high, wall up, contest the shot. Forces a tough miss. The very next possession, man. This is a textbook defensive showcase right here from Jordan Walsh. Just watch what he does. Fights around the screen. Mind you, he has a long wingspan, so he always has his arms up to make sure Maxey never sees a clear shot. Stays with him the whole time and forces another tough shot. He's super underrated defensively, but Boston understands how valuable he is. That's why he's in these clutch moments. Fights around the screen, but stays attached to Maxey. Mind you, he's one of the quickest guards in the league, but look at him move his feet. He's there for every single counter. Maxey can't get anything. And if his role and opportunity with Boston continues to grow, I could easily see him making an all-defensive team in the future.
3 games in the NBA today on a Thursday. We're going to go through each and every one. Tonight we start in Phoenix. The desert is hot, but these Suns are hotter. Pacers coming into Phoenix tonight dealing with the Suns. Obviously, 2 teams headed in very opposite directions this season. Phoenix just beat the Mavericks yesterday, second night of a back-to-back coming in red hot. Meanwhile, for the Pacers, the polar opposite, coming into this one at 1-10. If they don't get going soon, they're not going to get going at all. Indiana up by 2 midway through the first. Devin Booker in his wheelhouse. Devin Booker's got a mid-range there. Now find the culture changer. Look at the moves by Brooks. Next thing you know, Phoenix up by 7. End of the first, it's Grayson Allen. Second quarter and even more from Grayson Allen. They've gotten contributions from so many people. Grayson's got a bucket there. Suns up by 12. Allen setting up Gillespie opposite corner. Phoenix up by 13 midway through the second. Why are they cooking like this? Dillon Brooks has got one there. End of the first half. Phoenix up by 12. Brooks again. This offense can become an inferno in a hurry. Now it's Booker's turn. Third quarter, the lead is 18. Phoenix has been mauling teams lately, and check out the moves by Book. Phoenix up by 13. End of the third. It feels like it's over at this point. Booker walking right into another. Now they're up by 20, and you know when Booker's trotting up the floor like this, a heat check is coming. This one all but over already, but Booker's got one more in store. Physical finish. Tonight marks Phoenix's 5th straight win of the season, and look at the final score. They are destroying teams. Whether you like him or not, Dillon Brooks goes into locker rooms and changes the culture. 32 points tonight to go along with 33, 7, and 5 from Book. Speaking of Booker, if he keeps this up, All-Star is a foregone conclusion. 28.5 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, and doing it all efficiently. I keep waiting and thinking that Indiana is bound to get it going at some point, but it just doesn't feel like it's going to happen this year. Now they're 1-11, and Aaron Nesmith is hurt as well, and Rick Carlisle said he's going to be out for a while. Couple other teams hungry to prove themselves tonight in Utah. It's the Atlanta Hawks, who are 6-2 without Trae Young. Second night of a back-to-back against the Jazz. Atlanta won yesterday in Sacramento by 33 thanks to Jalen Johnson. There he is with an early assist. Johnson getting them started. On the other side of things, we've all seen what Markkanen's done all season. Speaking of these Utah Jazz, another night and another start for Ace Bailey. 4 minutes to go in this first quarter. Atlanta up by 8. Jalen Johnson for 3. Johnson playing with a ton of confidence. Second quarter, it's Vit Krejci's turn. He's on fire. Krejci's got a 3 there. Moments later, he did this against the Clippers on the road as well. Utah down by 10 now, hanging around, and look who it is again, Ace Bailey. Bailey doing his thing, and now he's got another one, this one from 3. But on the other end, moments later, you might want to guard Vit Corver. He's wide open again. Atlanta up by 5, end of the first half. Both of these power forwards going crazy. Jalen Johnson, the slip and the finish, and then Lauri Markkanen, the and one. Atlanta up by 6, and Johnson time and time again leading this group. Third quarter, Johnson slicing right to the rim with a slam. Utah doing their best to try to hang around. They're down by 13, And look who it is in that corner. Utah putting together a furious third quarter rally, but they keep leaving Jalen Johnson. All of a sudden, next thing you know, Utah within 2, and look who it is. Kevin Love giving them the lead. Fourth quarter, we're all tied up. Utah might not be a great team, but Lauri Markkanen might be an all-star. Markkanen with another 3 there. It's a tie game, 8.5 minutes to go. Onyeka Okongwu with a 3. Onyeka Okongwu with a long 2. Next possession, it's Jalen Johnson to that same man. What a season Onyeka Okongwu is having. A minute 40 to go. Atlanta up by 7. Okongwu, spin move, and floater. Something very interesting is happening with this Atlanta team. They've won 4 in a row and 7 of their last 9. And tonight, one of the craziest statistical nights we will see all season. 31, 18, 14, 7 steals. It wasn't just Jalen Johnson, though. Look at Onyeka Okongwu with 32 and 11. The Jazz lose again despite 40 more from Markkanen on 15 of 25 shooting. I'll ask you again, is he an all-star? I know Utah's only 4 and 8, but he's been unbelievable. Meanwhile, Ace Bailey once again as a starter, 21, 5 and 3 with 2 steals. He's looking good. Last but certainly not least, we have the Raptors and the Cavs tonight from Cleveland. Cleveland won yesterday shorthanded in Miami. Tonight, they don't have Darius Garland again. Hosting a Toronto team tonight that's on the 4th of a 5th game road trip, and Toronto's been on fire. First quarter in this one, though, the Raptors immediately find themselves down double digits. Donovan Mitchell spinning and scoring, but the Raptors on the other end. End of the first, there's Sandro Mamukelashvili. Second quarter now, Raptors up by 1. Mamu has been one of the best offseason additions. Raptors up by 5 now. One of the biggest reasons for their turnaround is the turnaround in confidence for Quickley. Emmanuel Quickley with a transition triple. All of a sudden, they went from down 10 to up 9, and it's Quickley again in transition. 7-point lead now for the Raptors. End of the first half, the master of the mid-range, Brandon Ingram. Ingram's got one there. End of the first half, they're up by 10. We're going to start calling him Emmanuel Maxey. Third quarter, they're up by 13, but will they take their foot off the gas? Scotty Barnes the block, Scotty Barnes the layup. Speaking of Scotty Barnes, the Raptors have this 3-man trio. Any given night between Barnes, Ingram, and Barrett, any of them can step up. Scotty Barnes zips it to Poeltl there. End of the third quarter, Donovan Mitchell striking back. Donovan Mitchell cuts the lead to 6, but now in the fourth, look at Scotty go. Scotty Barnes pushing the pace, going coast to coast. Raptors up by 11, pushing the pace once again. RJ Barrett up ahead to Scotty. Frantic pace continuing here later in this fourth. It's Mamukelashvili back outside to Quickley. Raptors up by 10. If you watch my standings update video earlier today, I said that at this point, I would be surprised if this team doesn't finish at least in the play-in. It really seems like times are changing with this Raptors franchise. 7-5 now. They beat the Cavs by 13. By the way, Cleveland's super inconsistent this year. And the Raptors do it behind a massive night from Scotty Barnes. 28-10, 8-5. And I want to point something else out about this win. They win convincingly on a night where Brandon Ingram and RJ Barrett didn't do much. It was all basically Scotty, Emmanuel Quickley, and Jakob Poeltl, which going forward I think is a great sign for them. Other NBA news that we have to talk about. New York Knicks star Jalen Brunson had a grade 1 right ankle sprain. He's not going to play tomorrow, but that, all things considered, is probably good news. In that same game from yesterday, Paolo Banchero left groin strain. He's not going to play tomorrow either. I would be more concerned about this injury than Brunson. Meanwhile, some good injury news to talk about. LeBron James practiced with the Lakers G League team on Thursday without any lingering pain. Sounds like he's getting close. Also, great news surrounding the Hornets and LaMelo Ball, who's now being listed probable for tomorrow's rematch against Milwaukee. I hope that he's able to stay healthy the remainder of the season. Tomorrow's another NBA Cup day. We have 9 games, including the Knicks without Jalen Brunson hosting Miami on Prime. Orlando's turned a corner here. You cannot lose to Brooklyn at home. This one should be a good one between the Pistons and the Sixers. Another good one between the Rockets and the Blazers. The Hornets just beat the Bucks. Now they're going to rematch in Milwaukee. Lakers and Pelicans from New Orleans. The Pelicans desperate. Speaking of desperate, Clippers and Mavericks both very desperate. And then the game of the night. Warriors and Spurs, a rematch from last night. Spurs and Wemby looking for revenge. I am very curious to see how Wembanyama responds, given that they just lost to this team.
Bro, the NBA gotta be on crack tonight. Everybody is gambling. Paid motherfucker Cunningham shot the ball 50 fucking times. FBI, get him now. There's still games going on. I'm not waiting. I don't give a fuck. When the NBA games are over, there's only one place to go and you're in the right spot. Now sit back, relax, enjoy this NBA recap. It's about to be a long video. And for the best stats in the world, make sure I go download the real app. NBA, NFL, college football's app here. Go to this app here, got it all. So get it now. Trust me. Cade Cunningham, front and center. I don't give a fuck you have 46. You shot the fucking ball 45 times. Congratulations, buddy. You are the first person in Keys Capital history to have a 40-point trip dub and to receive the Asses Player of the Night. You played 45 minutes. Translation, 11 hours and 14 minutes of NBA basketball. And you shot that shit 45 times for 46 points. If you shooting the ball 50 times, you gotta break Will Chamberlain's record. Not get it under 50. I got the fucking audacity to sit on your ass and tweet out that he's better than Jalen Brunson. Are you fucking slow? Jalen Brunson is all the way up here. Cade is down here. Y'all realize if Jalen Brunson would have shot the ball 45 times, he would have had 200 points by halftime? Next up, who the fuck are you? D. Jenkins, clutch 3 to send it to OT, 24.4 steal. Fake stats. How much y'all want to bet his very next game? I'm telling y'all right now, he's not getting 11 points. He's not touching 10 points. Make the bet right now. I promise you he's not getting over 10. Jalen Duren's an all-star. I've been saying it all year. Get the fuck out of here, bro. There's no way this motherfucker had 42 points. Fuck no. Hell no. Absolutely. CJ McBrickham, 42 points. CJ, I hate you too. You are also the Asses Player of the Night. I don't care. Big Alex Saul, 15 and 15. That's what he does. He's a hooper. Y'all realize there was people on this app for the past 2 seasons slandering this man's name, talking shit about him every day of the week. People will wake up and talk bad about Alex Saul. What is wrong with y'all? Get some help, please. Call somebody. Y'all got some serious issues. Alex Saul, I'm glad I've been by your side from day one. Never switch up over here, bro. I can't say shit about Keys. K. Whitmore's elite, all-star very soon. Desmond Bane, game winner. Hallow had 30. Desmond T-Rex Bane with 22 and the game winner 3-point shot. Bronze with 20. Shannon Sharp with 31. Avdija had 30. Donovan Clingham, you're 7'4". Why are you shooting 3? Why are you shooting Torde? Dunk the ball and lay it up. Simple. Best player tonight, the best player in the world. Doing it again. 40. 5 blocks. He's also the depoy. He taking home every award this season. I keep telling y'all. Fawn Castle double-double. Fox with 21. Isaac Okoro, I need you to know you are trash. Garbage. Ass, disgusting at basketball. You will not be in the NBA by next season. I promise you, you won't. Big Luka, big Lakers. We're winning the championship. Luka's MVP. Austin Reeves is the second coldest white man in NBA history. We have dominated. We got Marcus Smart getting 15 steals per game. And LeBron, Raymond, James is on his way. Cavaliers had one job: protect the rim. Donovan Mitchell hits a crazy 3-point shot in the corner, ties the game up 138-138. Aaron Wiggins gets a wide open dunk and Miami wins. Aaron Wiggins with 23. Jamie Jacquees with 22, 13 boards, 7 dimes. Norman Powell had 33. Spider had 30. 15 boards? Fuck no. Man who murdered Josh Giddey, 23 points. Mobley double-double.
It's a 64-yard try to tie the ball game.
Fake stat. Adam Silver drug test this man tomorrow morning at 6:42 a.m. sharp. Grayson Allen getting 40. What is going on tonight? Everybody's gambling. FBI, investigate this very second, please. This man don't have a drug test in the morning, bro. FBI, you gotta pack up Adam Silver also. There's some funny shit going on and I don't like it. Bucks beat the Mad Greek Freak with 30. Oh my fucking gosh. Are you fucking kidding me? Drug test this man tomorrow morning also. This is the same dude who had 0 in a playoff game. Are you fucking kidding me? Uber flag is hope 26-9-4. Klay Thompson, you stink. Klay Thompson, you can't hoop. Klay Thompson, you can't score. Klay Thompson, you suck. Klay Thompson, you're disgustingly, atrociously, marvelously, miraculously fucking garbage. Can't score 10 points in a basketball game. That's why he wasn't top 75, you bum. Speaking of bum, D'Angelo forever loading ass in my veins, garbage on Russell. Every time I see your face, it upsets me. I hate you. Timberwolves beat the Utah ass. Edmond had 35. Randall 23, 7-7. If you're looking for the Hawks and Flippers game, keep looking. I don't give a fuck about this shit. It's 11:30 p.m. I'm not sitting up watching the Hawks and Flippers play basketball on a Monday night. Sorry. Daily reminder, John Cena's a fucking GOAT.
I know y'all not ready for it, but uncomfortable conversations must be had. Jokic had the most efficient 50-point game for a center in NBA history, 55, 12, and 6. The Nuggets are currently on a 6-game win streak. He's averaging 36, 12, 11, 74 from the field, and 56 from 3. You know how D'Angelo Russell has that insane skill that every year he comes back worse? Jokic has that, but in reverse. I think to myself, there's no way this guy can get any better, and he does it every year. This offensive peak right now is the craziest shit ever. Now, y'all know LeBron is my guy. He had me screaming Cleveland. Motherfucker, I'm from New York. But in the regular season, I don't think we've ever seen LeBron even peak this high offensively. The closest comp in the regular season is maybe like 2016 Steph. He was shooting 45% from 3 on like 11 attempts. A freak. But even then, bro, when we're talking about Jokic, we're talking about the most efficient high-volume scorer in the league, one of the best scorers in the league. He offensive rebounds, one of the best passers and playmakers in the league, one of the best screen setters in the league. He's insane in transition, even better in the half court. Like, this is the most complete offensive player I think I've ever seen. The only 2 flaws I could think of in this man's game is 1, sometimes in the playoffs his 3-point shooting goes cold, and 2, sometimes he gets in his Magic Johnson bag and he's just not looking to score the ball. His scoring aggression is basically 0. But that's it.
Out of everything you could possibly think to criticize LeBron about, not being able to take over the game is the topic of discussion.
We're talking about skills. Let's talk about
What skill doesn't LeBron have?
Well, he can't take over the game.
LeBron's ability to take over is arguably one of his greatest strengths. Down 21 points to the Clippers in the fourth quarter, drops 19 points in the quarter, scores or assists on 11 of 13 field goals made by the Lakers in this quarter, on top of locking up Kawhi Leonard on the defensive side of the ball. But sure, yeah, he can't take over a game. Mounted a 26-point comeback against the Indiana Pacers in the 2017 playoffs, 28-7 in the second half, scoring and assisting on 16 of 21 made field goals in the second half for the Cavs. 25 straight points against the Detroit Pistons in the NBA playoffs in 2007. Scores 29 of his team's last 30 in the fourth quarter and both overtimes. Anthony Davis goes down with an injury. LeBron James scores 10 straight points against the Utah Jazz to seal the win for the Lakers. These just off the top of my head, I'm not done. The entirety of Game 6, 2012 versus Boston, arguably the greatest example of a single player taking over a game in NBA history. So much so that no one talks about what he did the following game in Game 7, where from the 9-minute mark in the quarter, he scored or assisted on 6 of 7 field goals made by the Miami Heat. Speaking of Boston, the previous year to close out the series and send them home, tie game in the fourth quarter goes on a 10-0 run by himself to put them away. 16 fourth quarter points in Game 6 of the 2013 NBA Finals, but I'm so sure that this guy can't take over a game. I could go on and make a whole nother video on strictly just LeBron takeovers. Hell, I could do a whole series going from Lakers to Cleveland to Miami back to Cleveland. I could do a whole 5-video series on this. But there's no time for that. Actually, y'all let me know if y'all want to actually see that, though. Like, the NBA's all-time leading scorer, who's also one of the greatest facilitators ever, can't take over games? Like, what are we talking about?
When I was real friends, that was my bro, man. A lot of people don't really understand that when he started the league, he came off like a selfish player. And it took years for people to really understand that this kid wants to be great, and he was going at it the way he saw it. Next thing I know, he was bigger than life, but he was still that same kid that I had met in Philly, that same champion at heart. Kobe saw this the same way I saw it. He was savage at this shit. I told Jason Tatum this. I said, man, your favorite player was probably the biggest asshole I've ever met in my life. He didn't get no fucks about it. And I loved him for it, man. I miss Kobe every day, man. I look up and we celebrate him like he's still alive, and I love that. So.
What's going on, good people? This your guy King Fitch. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit notification bell for more hits. Sometimes even it could be a miss. But enjoy. That's it.